all in the third lecture of Student Induction Fortnight for Post-COVID Challenges and Opportunities. I welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Bhagwati Prakash Sharma ji, for inspiring to organize this event. I welcome both the speakers of this session, Professor Vinay Kumar Pathak, Honorable Vice Chancellor AKTU Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and Sri Ravindra Bangar ji, Chief Convener Training and Placement at Pacific University, Udaipur, Rajasthan. Now, I invite Professor Nagendra ji for conducting the proceedings of the session. Thank you, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the organizing team of GBU Student Induction Fortnight, I welcome you all in today's session. Today's lecture topic is Emerging Careers in Engineering and Management. I welcome Professor Vinay Kumar Pathak, Vice Chancellor of APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow, and another speaker, Mr. Ravindra Bangar, who is convener of Training and Placement Cell at Pacific University, Udaipur. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and be here for this presentation. Professor Vinay Kumar Pathak has served as lecturer, assistant professor at HBTI Kanpur, project scientist at IIT Kanpur, and again as professor and dean at HBTI Kanpur before taking over as vice chancellor of Uttarakhand Open University in 2009. Professor Pathak did his BTech in Computer Sciences from HBTI Kanpur in 1991, MTech from IIT Kharagpur in 98, and PhD in Computer Science from UP Technical University, Lucknow, under the joint guidance of IIT Kanpur. Research interests of Professor Pathak include computational geometry and image processing. Professor Pathak has been instrumental in implementation of Vedic mathematics in year 1992. He had worked in Media Lab Asia and successfully did the work of InfoSculpture. Sir is currently serving second term as Vice Chancellor of AKTU. We are all very thankful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation to enlighten us with your vast experience. Our second speaker is Mr. Ravindra Bangar, who is having a rich experience of 18 years with MNCs at key administrative positions. After a successful career with industry, he followed his earnest flair for management, teaching, and contributing towards making of sharp managers of tomorrow. He is currently Chief Convener of Training and Placement at Pacific University, Udaipur. We are all very thankful to you, sir, for accepting the invitation. Now, first I'll request Mr. Ravindra Bangar to give a presentation on the topic for about 30 to 40 minutes. Then I'll request another speaker, Professor Pathak, to join the center stage. Mr. Ravindra Bangar. Please, sir.
Good morning, students and faculty members. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, very good morning to the faculty members as well as the students and one and all. Well, COVID-19 is not a pure health crisis. In fact, it's a bigger economic crisis. The COVID-19 outbreak and the subsequent countrywide lockdown has severely impacted India's economy. Due to the unprecedented challenges, most of the organizations, as we are all aware, are witnessing a significant decline in revenues, falling demand, and hence this is leading to a crisis in the job market. It has become, in fact, one of the biggest threats for financial markets, taking businesses, startups, and employees across the industries for a wild and unfortunately, notably, a scary ride. The industries world over that are bearing the brunt include number one, aviation industry, of course, hospitality industry, retail, entertainment, tourism, logistics, and many other, including financial services. Even if the COVID-19 cases decline, Effects of the lockdown will continue for many quarters to come and will take quite some time for things to start normalizing. Increasingly, we will also notice that businesses will not operate in the same manner and the period of uncertainty and challenges will remain. Of course, India is bracing itself in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Business leaders are trying to cope with freshly worrying realizations too. There is no denying we have now entered an uncharted new paradigm where surviving against odds becomes the new norm. The overall economic impact of the outbreak will overshadow operations for years to come. But while companies grapple with survival and customer retention, even as stress and burnout, job insecurity, retrenchment, downsizing, emotional and psychological trauma assume the center stage, it is increasingly clear that recovery and turnarounds too would be accelerated post the immediate crisis. India's professional colleges, which of course include engineering and B schools, brace for a tough time as their campus recruitment process is getting hampered with COVID-19 pandemic hitting businesses and global economies staring at a recession. While teaching learning disruptions are being taken care of, moving classes online, COVID-19 unfortunately has impacted the summer placement process. And since the summer placement process has got hit, it would have a cascading impact on final recruitments naturally. The last recruitment season was very smooth, but this time it will be a lot of hard work. Just not jobs, even the number of offers that are being made, the salary that is being offered will get impacted. Across institutions, across specialization areas, the impact is already being felt. And also the foreign recruiters will give a miss. Top engineering and B schools get good recruiters from Europe, the United States, and the Middle East Asia. All these regions are battered by the coronavirus attack. Hence, the impact will be huge. The current scenario has led some companies to either reduce or freeze hirings until the economic impact is assessed. But several are continuing to recruit in a bid to reduce the pace of business slowdown. This said, several companies who are not adequately digital ready are keen to hire digital and technology officers, or so far as the management stream is concerned, transformation experts at a quick pace. So hence there lies an opportunity to be tapped. Well, it is close to impossible to predict how the world will change after the COVID-19 pandemic crisis is over and how people will evolve. But students, one thing is certain, the way we work will be deeply transformed, and it already has. And with this transformation comes new skills to master and new rules to create. Additionally, the current situation probably has led many people to reconsider different aspects of their lives, including the careers. What they aspired to yesterday is not what they want for tomorrow. I repeat, what they aspired to yesterday is not what they want for tomorrow. In this current scenario, most companies are reluctant to hire, but in order to maintain a relationship with reputed business schools and engineering colleges for the future, they are taking part in the placement process and hiring some students. the number of offers made are lower than the number of offers they usually make. But for Tier 2 and Tier 3 colleges, this outbreak is a double whammy. Less number of companies are actually interested to hire from there, and also some visiting companies have opted out from the placement process totally. Compensation too is drastically reduced in these colleges when compared to the top business schools and engineering colleges. There is a huge impact on students who are currently doing or are going to join their summer internships. Many companies offer summer internships because they want to check the students while they are working. They do not want to take the risk of evaluating students in a short time. At the end of the summer internships, a lot of companies roll out PPUs, that is pre-placement offers. Now this time, as many students are being offered summer internships from home, they may not get projects that are generally offered to summer interns. Also, there will be students who work on projects after the lockdown is lifted, and they would not get sufficient times because of academic constraints from B schools. Hence, this would influence the chances of getting pre-placement offers too. Now students, I would give you some factual data, and I'm sure you have heard about these companies, at least you know the names of these companies. The companies that are actually honoring the offers made to the students. And I would like to explain you that normally the placement season or the placement process for both management as well as engineering final year students it commences around say September end and October, and it moves on until say March. Okay, so when the pandemic hit us, already many students were placed, and these are some of the companies who are honoring the offers, the job offers that they made to the students. Now these are large companies including technology giants like Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, Google, Wipro, Capgemini, Tech Mahindra, Accenture, Cognizant, PayU. They are offering their job offers that they made to campuses despite weak revenue outlook caused by the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. Now there are, besides these technology companies, there are some FMCG majors like Godrej, Pepsi, Biocon, Hindustan Unilever, HUL, and then there are consultancy firms like Boston Consultancy Group, BCG, Bain and Company, and McKinsey. And then there are banks, especially the ICICI, Kotak Mahindra, Citi, and Axis Bank. They are also honoring their job offers. Then we have companies like Flipkart, who have assured its employees that it will not slash any salaries and honor all the job offers extended, including those for internships. And there are a number of global companies who have got a large presence in India, who have assured their employees that there would be no significant layoffs. Now these are the companies: SAP, Morgan Stanley, Salesforce, Palo Alto Networks, PayPal, Citigroup, JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Booz Allen Hamilton. Well, these are the companies who are actually honoring the offers they made to the students. Now there are some companies who are delaying the offers that were made to the students, especially in the sectors including BFSI, that is banking, financial services and insurance, retail, logistics, delivery, where a lot of frontline hiring takes place. These companies now would depend on technology as an alternate channel to continue the same pace of productivity. There are some companies, unfortunately, who are actually withdrawing the offers that they made to the students. These include Uber, Petrofec, which is an offshore petroleum company, Gartner, Work India, who have revoked their job offers. Well, students, while much is uncertain as to what the economy and job market will look like in, say, 3 to 6 months, let alone in a year, we can identify a number of likely consequences, especially for current graduates and job seekers. The first consequence, which is apparently very, very clear, is apart from grocery stores and online sellers, the job market has crashed and will not revive for some time. Second is competition for available jobs will be greater, with applicants needing to distinguish their skill set beyond academic capacity. Third, degrees will be less important. I would repeat, degrees would be less important than demonstrable skills, which include soft skills. Now, what are these soft skills? This is an oft-quoted term in management arena, actually, soft skills. Now, soft skills are adaptability, resilience, teamwork, and the ability to communicate effectively in virtual as well as physical environments. Students today need to focus more on soft skills, or what I call essential employability qualities. It is a known fact that employers consider soft skills equally as important as hard skills. Hard skills would relate to your technical skills. Then secondly, communication skills, both written and oral. And students really need to focus, along with internships, whether virtual or physical, whatever they are doing, on simulated examples and work-related case studies. They would be in fact tested in their interviews by good companies on these parameters. The current situation is likely to change some of the competences that companies will look at while hiring. Now, these competences would be number one, emotional intelligence. Interviewers will increasingly try to look at EQ, that is emotional intelligence or emotional quotient, far more than IQ, that is intelligence quotient, as that's more critical and will be a key differentiator among candidates. Now, what is this emotional intelligence? This is the way you deal with situations and take decisions which are not only intellectually but also emotionally right. This will become much more pronounced now. Second, courage of conviction. Organizations are likely to prefer candidates who display courage of conviction, who are calm and composed in their thought process and don't fear taking decisions. The hiring trends next would include adaptability. Right now, this is the most critical competency at this juncture. At this stage, with several organizations laying off employees, will lead to roles being merged. Hence, employees who can quickly adapt, wear multiple hats, and be open to change will be more successful. Last but not the least, which companies would judge in their future candidates would be risk management and cost prudence. Candidates must understand how to assess risk and mitigate them. Along with it, they should also be sensible when it comes to being cost prudent. More and more decision making is going to be based on sound business fundamentals, sound and traditional risk management fundamentals. Students, some of you might have heard about this book, or some of you might have even read this book. This is a Future Shock. Future Shock, which was written by an author, a futurist, Alvin Toffler, 50 years back in 1970. Now, Alvin Toffler in Future Shock talked about copability. I repeat, he talked about copability becoming more important than capability in the times to come. Students, in the present times, in the job markets of tomorrow, both capability and copability will become of paramount importance as job changes, work changes, working space changes, compensation changes, working hours changes, and work availability itself would become a source of stress and anxiety. Now, going forward, the industries most likely to survive the pandemic without too much damage or losses are: one is IT, information technology, and ITES, informational technology enabled services. Then news and entertainment, finance and banking, pharma industry, touchless and home body economy, FMCG, BFSI, online education, and remote learning. In IT and ITES, lots of jobs will move to work from home with new protocols and higher security levels. But jobs, by and large, will remain protected. Just to also elaborate what touchless and home body jobs mean, services like broadband, home delivery, online gym classes, even meeting apps on which right now we are connected, all are touchless home body services which have largely survived the pandemic and will most likely rebound to even higher levels than earlier. Now, for engineering students, especially computer science and information technology students, new opportunities in data literacy, data sciences, data analytics, and data visualizations. There would be a greater demand for cloud computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, cybersecurity skills, and even gaming. We would also witness new types of service at home jobs, which means top quality health certified home service providers like hairstylists, masseurs, manicurists, chef on calls, on-demand doctors, caregivers. They will find too many takers, and that too at premium prices. And one more thing that would happen would be robots will start to come into active use for many contactless functions, which may have an adverse effect on many jobs. While the engineering stream won't be exempt from COVID-19 job fallout, but the effects will be temporary. The silver lining is the effects would be temporary. In fact, more engineers would be needed in times to come. And when the world returns to the semblance of normalcy, the engineering stream would be flourishing. Now, the top IT jobs would include multi-cloud integrators, and as I have told, data scientists and data engineers, robotics and cryptocurrency engineers, network architects, full stack engineers. Now, who are full stack engineers? Front and back end web developers, and those who combine those skills are full stack engineers. AI, artificial intelligence and deep learning engineers, security analysts, IoT, information of things engineers, VR, virtual reality, and AR, augmented reality developers. Now, in the management stream, industries that are experiencing major ramification are, now these are the industries which are actually cutting down the jobs and seizing the hirings. Number one is airlines and airport operators. As you are all aware that the aviation sector is already fleecing, with Indigo announcing a salary cut for its employees. Besides, even the Go Air has already retrenched many of its expat pilots. And even the global airline companies like Singapore Airlines, United Airlines have suspended all their hirings, at least presently. Now, travel, tourism, and hospitality is also facing the brunt. COVID-19 effect is such that it can lead to severe and very severe impact on travel and tourism sector in India, with thousands of jobs being axed. In India, many hotels, both luxury and budget, are currently running at just 10% of occupancy levels, as thousands of people have cancelled their trips. And all this would have an adverse effect on jobs. A slowdown in hiring right now is being felt in service sectors, BFSI, okay, banking, financial services and insurance, then retail and logistics, where a lot of frontline hiring takes place. They are witnessing a slowdown, at least currently. But there are some industries that are experiencing surge in hiring due to workforce shortage there, especially online groceries like Big Basket, Flipkart, and e-commerce companies like Flipkart, Amazon are hiring on-ground staff. There is a silver lining for the management students. I would like to state an interesting fact here that if you rank the top 10 countries by volume of MBA hirings, India ranks number 2 after the United States. For your information, the top 10 countries by volume of MBA hirings are: number 1 is United States, followed by India, and then China, Mexico, UK, South Korea, Argentina, Canada, Brazil, and Singapore. A new trend on dependence on technology would also be felt. Now, this is virtual career fairs and events, fully remote recruiting, more personalized career paths, and greater insights into candidate experiences are quickly becoming the new normal in a post-COVID-19 world. The COVID-19 pandemic is quickly changing how every organization is attracting, recruiting, and retaining employees on their virtual teams and making remote work the new normal. Hello. Yes. I would like to summarize certain things. Number 1, for students. Look, students, the topmost jobs will be in the core engineering sector. Now, in core engineering sector, we have civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and electrical engineering. The fourth branch is, of course, electronics, which has traditionally not been a very good prospect for engineering students. But the topmost jobs will still exist in civil, electrical, and mechanical. And hello. And for management students, sales jobs in retail, hospitality, IT, and BFSI, banking, financial sector, and insurance space. This would be the topmost jobs that would be available for the students. Now, the big 5, that is Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, and HCL Tech. They would continue to hire both engineering as well as management students, though they will hire fewer candidates but of better quality and skills. Out of my nearly a decade long experience can say that employers are on a lookout for major four competences in freshers. Now, what are these four competences? Number one, English as a second language. If you can communicate effectively in English, you have tremendous chances of getting recruited in good companies. Second, aptitude. Now, what is aptitude? It is basically a problem solving and numerical skills ability. This is what I was talking about, having an on-job experience, and if not, at least you work on some simulated examples, and within the classrooms or virtually, you need to participate very actively in case studies. Only then you can actually learn what is problem solving. The third is IT literacy. And the fourth is your behavioral skills, which includes your learning agility, adaptability, and interpersonal skills. And believe me, recruiters have got ways and means of testing all these skills in you. So the specializations that you are opting or would be opting and the superior skill set will thus play a key role in the job market. So students do get some hands-on job experience. No doubt traditional education is happening either online or in colleges and campuses, maybe in times to come. So it is important for all students to equip themselves with specialized skill sets and to take advantages of the rapidly evolving job segments. I would like to conclude my session on a very positive note. Some of you might have felt a bit dejected that look the job market, but you know there is always a silver lining at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I am sure all of you have heard about the Indian American executive and the CEO of Google, the parent company being Alphabet, Sundar Pichai. He recently addressed the graduating class of 2020. And this was done by a virtual event which was organized by Google's video platform, YouTube, to give a farewell to the students. Now, this particular video is available on YouTube and as well as on Google, and I would recommend all students to see this. You would be immensely motivated. Well, Pichai, I would quote Pichai, told the class of 2020 that they will prevail. He's talking about the graduating students of 2020. He further added, the reason I know you will prevail is because so many people have done it before you. 100 years ago, the class of 1920 graduated into the end of the pandemic. 50 years ago, the class of 1970 graduated in the midst of Vietnam War. And nearly 20 years ago, the class of 2001 graduated just months before the 9/11. There are notable examples like this. They had to overcome new challenges, and in all cases, they prevailed. He also suggested, be open, be impatient, and be hopeful. And if you can do that, history will remember the class of 2020 not for what you lost, but what you have changed. You have chance to change everything. And Pichai says, I am optimistic that you will. He also tells the class of 2020, don't lose that impatience. There are probably things about technology that frustrate you and make you impatient. It will create the next technology revolution and enable you to build things my generation could never dream of. You may be just as frustrated by my generation's approach to climate change or education. And Pichai recommends, be impatient. It will create the progress the world needs. He also says you will make the world better in your own way, even though you don't know exactly how. The important thing is to be open-minded so you can find what you love. So take the time to find the things that excites you more than anything else in the world. not the things your parents want you to do or the things that all your friends are doing or that society expects of you. So, best of luck, students, and God. I conclude my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Ravindra Bangar sir. Thank you so much for providing such great insights about job prospects for engineering and management students, which is very much needed and guiding to all the students, especially in this post-COVID era. It was really informative, sir. Thank you so much. Now I humbly request Professor Vinay Kumar Pathak, Honorable Vice Chancellor AKTU Lucknow, to accept the central stage and to share his precious thoughts for our guidance. Professor Pathak, sir.
Good morning to all of you and honorable and respected faculty members. Ravin Bangarji, who has already delivered a fantastic and a great lecture, which was a very, very informative and educational kind of a lecture, which I also heard, and it was nice to hear him. All the students, I think in this post-COVID era or the post-COVID-19, there are certain things which is happening on the sphere, and those things which are happening on the sphere is also trying to get us an opportunity, trying to get us a different direction in the country. I think the post-COVID-19 has realized us or has given us an introspection after this COVID-19 and after this recent China truffle which we have, this couple which we have day before yesterday or 3-4 days back, that India is more or less more dependent on China. It may be electronics, it may be the pharmaceuticals, it may be the having the new contracts. To me, there are some certain 4-5 areas in which we should really introspect. One area is especially this, that make in India or made by India, which we could not have in certain times. But suddenly all of us and in the world, people have realized, as we have also realized, that we have got a lot of dependency on China and Chinese items. So I think now the people have decided, in fact the government is also deciding, people is also deciding that we should go and we should become Atmanirbhar and we should try to come out from this Chinese products and Chinese things, which is a good sign for the manufacturing sector. The second important thing is itself a COVID-19, which has given a new normal to our life, to give a new normal to our important thing like what we have to do, what we not to do, how the travel industry will go, how the things will go. Yesterday I was seeing a kind of a thing from Vietnam. Although like the saloons must have been closed, but there are mobile saloons. There were mobile things on which we are doing from door to door, sanitized mobile saloons. So a lot of people are getting jobs on those saloons. I think similar kind of things will also emerge in some time. Although Ravi Bangar Sahib has told that in the traditional kind of jobs, the job have become less. But to me, it always appears that the new jobs will come, the new directions will come, the new dimensions will come. And that is going to come, and we have to take that opportunity. The important kind of thing also which will also drive us in new era is Industry 4.0. So the new manufacturing technologies, the new kind of production of technologies. In fact, we have looked in this COVID-19, the new kind of productions which has happened. All of you must have seen that a lot of things like face shield and all other things we have done with 3D printing. So yes, there is an opportunity for 3D printing and all kinds of things. One more important thing which has emerged in this COVID-19 pandemic is about the digital literacy. All of us have already felt that in this sector of COVID-19, the digital literacy has increased. In fact, this kind of webinar was, suppose in our universities also, we are saying that we have conducted 30 and 40s of webinars. It was not possible to conduct physical webinars. It is not conducted to give so much online classes. It is not, we have, although the brick and mortar structures are closed, but the education is not closed. The education is going on. Today we have heard Raviji. I'm also discussing with all of you. So this is important kind of thing which is happening. So the digital literacy, the mobile penetration, the greater awareness, this will also increase. And these things will also bring new jobs. The other important thing which will happen is the cloud infrastructure. So a lot of us know that everything is going to be on cloud. Our data will be on the cloud. We will look on the, so it will be cheaper to have a cloud services rather than having your own data services. So this is going to happen. And this is going to have, so more adoption of new technology will happen. This will also bring a new job in the new dimensions. If I want to look and if I want to suggest at this juncture, what are the areas the students try to do? There are students of engineering, there are students of management. So to me, it looks like that the new technologies, and I think the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gautam Buddha University always tells, and he must have told all of you also, that we should always work on sunrise technologies. Sunrise technologies are important. They are important to work upon. So my feeling is always that they should work upon on this new technologies. So if we look to the new technologies, where we should go and what we should do, to me, the first important thing which is going to happen is artificial intelligence and machine learning. The growth in 2015 to 2018 is 344%. So 344% is the growth rate of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So the new era will come. So I think this is the new era where we have to look upon deep learning. We have to talk about convolution networks. So all the students should be trained in these new technologies of artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is important. We will get new jobs and new things will come. Second important thing is Internet of Things. I think the world is coming to the connected devices, the Internet of Things. And I always feel that this IoT of things is going to work in a different direction, and their new world will come to this IoTs. So all of us should know, and the students who will take the things in the IoTs will definitely have an edge, and the new jobs will come in the IoTs. If I say the third thing is the augmented reality and the virtual reality. This is also very, very important direction. All of you are seeing that we are working on virtual reality. We have got now virtual labs, virtual simulators, virtual kind of thing. So this is almost a big thing to work upon, and the new students should work. The jobs will definitely come in this new area. The fourth important point is of cyber security. As we are moving towards the internet, we are moving to more devices. So there is a cyber threat. So there will be cyber security, and people will look upon the cyber security kind of jobs, and the jobs will come. The other new area is big data analytics and big data analytics. The job growth has gone to 2018 to 19 is 56%. So the big data analytics, if you know R programming, if you know other things, the people will look, and you will go and definitely do a great job if you know the big data analytics. So new jobs will come in that area also. If I quote the other one, that will be in my card, it will be robotics, drones, and autonomous vehicles. So as all of us know that a new area of autonomous vehicles are going to come, robotics robotics will do. All of us have seen in COVID-19, a lot of drones have done a lot of work. Boats have been manufactured, a lot of autonomous vehicles. Tesla has already launched. So, and Tesla has become number one. So, new jobs will come in this area. Then there are certain other kind of things where the jobs will come. One is cloud computing. People are working on the clouds. So the cloud is another area on which people must work. So cloud computing is another kind of a job. Then we have got game development. So gaming is a new area, and gaming is just taking up, and gaming is coming. So gaming is another where people can get a job. Then we have got a smart manufacturing, which is basically a 4I or 4.0 manufacturing, and the blockchain is the new technology. So I think smart manufacturing and blockchain will also take. If you look at the management side, digital market, data analysis, digital brand management, and business intelligence are the new areas in which people can get jobs. I think it's a time and opportunity for all of us to study in these new areas, to have our skill and hands-on on these new areas. And I think in another 3-4 months, there will be a stable ecosystem. At this juncture, the jobs are less. We are getting retrenchment. But the people who will have skills in this area, which are important, and many new areas, will definitely get a good job in their new areas and the new dimension. I think it's not, we should not have a worry on these kind of things. We should be very, very hopeful that the industry will come in a new direction. This happened with US, this happened with Germany. The things have come and gone. I think once this downfall has come, it will go into an up kind of a thing. But at least we should be ready with our new skills, new areas, and new dimensions. And I think we will definitely get good jobs in that area. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Nagin sir, are you there?
Hello. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Ji, sir. Thank you so much for your enlightening and encouraging words and guiding about all novel areas to be pursued by job seekers. I'm sure audience are going to be highly benefited by this lecture, sir. We are all indebted, sir. Thank you so much. Now, on behalf of the organizing team,
Sir, unmute yourself.
shit. Sorry. Oh, so sorry. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your enlightening and encouraging words and guiding about all novel areas to be pursued by job seekers. I'm sure audience are going to be highly benefited by this lecture. We are all very indebted to you, sir. Thank you so much. Now, on behalf
Sir, again you unmuted yourself.
Oh my God. Is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
it's okay. Now you can.
It's getting muted itself. On behalf of the organizing team, first of all, I thank our Honorable VC Sir, Professor B.P. Sharma, whose inspiration and guidance has induced us to start this lecture series with a galaxy of speakers. I thank to our guest speakers, Professor V.K. Pathak ji and Mr. Ravindra Bangar sir, for sparing their precious time and to accept our invitation to enlighten us with their profound experience. I also thank all the faculty members, staff members, and students for joining the lectures online. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hello, hello,
हाँ sir.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I think there's something is missing. Sir, do we have our speakers online still available?
Yeah, we are available. Tell me.
Sir, there are a couple of questions. I missed them.
Sure.
Just a second. There is one question. Will this pandemic also affect job vacancies in government sectors too?
Should I answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
As we have been recently seeing in many news channels that currently the entrance examinations of for various job vacancies in number of governmental sectors, they have been suspended indefinitely. Okay, and this would have an impact. But we need to understand one thing very clearly, and that thing is that at the end of the day, you require workforce. So maybe for next 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, but by the time these students would be graduating, whether they are engineering students or the management students, let us hope for the best that by that time the effect of this pandemic is over, and I'm sure what we have both of us have talked today about the skill sets to be sharpened. If the students prepare themselves accordingly, I'm sure they would end up with good jobs. So for government jobs, basically the requisite skills are more of technical than the soft skills, and of course in the private jobs they give equal importance to technical as well as soft skills. So currently yes, but maybe in future we might not have impact on majority of the government jobs. Yes.
Right, sir. There is one more question. Sir, what do you think universities would start some courses for developing soft skills?
I'm sure that already the universities are having in place their training and placement cells, and one of the important functions of the cell is to equip the students with the skills. Okay, so it is not something new that the universities should start or would start. But in case there are some colleges or universities who do not have a very well defined training and placement cell, they need to, because unless the students are equipped with the soft skills, they would not succeed with good companies, especially MNCs. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
I have I think. Yep.
Okay. So we dispersed, Ranaji.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you all of you.